Well, I'm sorry. I did know it was St. Patrick's Day, but we didn't do anything. I don't feel like it's the time to celebrate St. Patrick's Day, to be honest. Everything's so pricey. Let's see, what is going on today? What is going on? Let's see, what was in the news today that I thought was super interesting? Oh, I know what was super interesting. Is that, okay, you know what I was thinking, right? Is that, when you, I guess, like, if you commit crime or you do anything crazy, what is the highest thing that you would expect to get done to get you out of that situation? That would be a presidential pardon. You know, like, and I was thinking about it, like, when I was a kid, when you're a kid growing up and just living life, right? You hear about or like a presidential pardon. You know, they pardon the turkey or whatever, right? And you think that's absolute. And what I find interesting in the news right now is that Trump's trying to unpardon all the people that Biden pardoned, and I just think that's an interesting thought. I say leave it to Trump to come up with interesting ways to do things. But yeah, you know, I was thinking, like, when you're in trouble, right? Let's think about Joe, what's his name? Joe Exotica, right? The Tiger King, right? What is he trying to get from Trump right now? He's trying to get a presidential pardon. And imagine if Joe Exotica gets pardoned, and then the next president comes in and he's like, no, Joe Exotica, you stay in jail. Like, imagine if you get pardoned, and you know, like, that, just getting a pardon must be very difficult if you're just like I'm saying, Joe Exotica, right, has been trying to get pardoned for like 7 years now, it feels like. And just imagine, I'm just saying, just imagine he finally gets that pardon, right? And then the next president comes in, he's like, psych, never mind. I don't know why I think that's pretty funny. But if for those who don't know, if you guys didn't hear about this, right? Um, Trump is saying that he wants to unpardon all the people that were prosecuting him for the January 6th stuff, right? His argument is that Biden used a auto pen, and if you guys don't know what an auto pen is, it was something that I guess that was made back in when Bush was president, or a while back, a long time ago, and it's basically a pen that can do the president's signature, right? Or they program it to do the president's signature, and it allows it to sign documents while the president is not there, right? Let's say he's in, I don't know, let's say Morocco or something, and they need something signed. They tell the auto pen to do it, or they have someone with the auto pen do it, and it goes boop 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 boop, and it and it signs it, right? And so that's the argument. They're saying that Trump's saying that someone hijacked the auto pen and pardoned all these people without Biden's knowledge. Or, but okay, now you got, this has got me thinking now. Okay, if you hijack the auto pen and you can get it to sign all kinds of stuff, right? What else can we do with it? What else can we do with this auto pen? Because this has got me thinking now. This is very interesting now. Like, um, how old is the technology for this auto pen? Because I feel like with AI, with computers and stuff, because I'm pretty sure, like, everything in the government, this auto pen is super old. You're like the technology for it, right? So what else can we sign? Like, no, not what else, like, presidential wise, but I'm pretty sure there is an idea now. And this is just an idea that just came to me, okay? You know the movie Catch Me If You Can by Leonardo, right? we're gonna make a new movie, and the movie is gonna be about a forger, right? And he's trying to get an auto pen so he can forge bank bonds. You know what I mean? Like something of that nature, like some kind of document. I want to go with bank bonds because of Die Hard. I don't know why I'm thinking about Die Hard. I'm thinking about Die Hard because the other day we just watched, was it Murder? Oh my god, I'm watching this Tesla backup and this is crazy. Like imagine they have a gajillion cameras on the Tesla, right? And it's got a gajillion sensors. And this lady or person, oh my god. I wish I could show you, but I don't want to be that mean. But like there's like a gajillion sensors on a Tesla, right? Oh my gosh. And they I don't know why you're having such a hard time backing up. That's crazy. Anyways, okay. Why am I thinking about Die Hard? It's because the other day I just watched what's the movie? Murder in the Switch Grass or something of that nature. Yeah, Murder in the Switch Grass. And it's Bruce Willis's last movie. And you know, I love Bruce Willis, but for that to be his last movie, it's very disappointing to not find out because we thought it was a new movie, and then we saw Bruce Willis was in there, and we're like, "Whoa, Bruce Willis! I thought he was Dunzo's." And then I looked it up, and I saw that it was his last movie. So, anyways, okay, auto pen. This auto pen business has got me thinking. We can make a whole movie idea with this auto pen idea, right? Think about this, okay? You use AI with 3D printing, with all this stuff. You could definitely make an auto pen, and then you scan some checks or something, right? The signature for some checks, and then you could use this bad boy to sign all kinds of documents. I don't know why I'm thinking about that. I just think it's very interesting that they have this auto pen thing, and they've had it for like 50 years now, it seems like. And it's never come up before as a big issue. Maybe it has, maybe it hasn't. Maybe we just never pay attention to these things until it gets brought up. But I feel like we could be signing all kinds of documents with these. Oh, what else is going on in the world? It feels like, I've been saying earlier, it feels like a very slow day. I don't know, is it because it's St. Patrick's Day? Everyone is trying to visit an Irish pub or something? But it seems like a very slow day. That's what it seems like to me. Or it could just be the sky. I'm not sure. Let's see what else is going on that I can touch on. I like the late afternoon show because it kind of gives everyone a chance to kind of go through their day and figure out what happened and what's the big talking points of the day. Because every day has something that's interesting. And I guess today, the big thing that's going around right now is Trump wanting to prosecute all the people that came after him for the January 6th stuff. So that's the big talking point, at least that I see in the news. And the auto pen, I'm telling you, no one's even thought of it for gajillion years, and now it's coming back. But it seems like a pretty easy thing to replicate. Like imagine if you got one and you started making all kinds of like official presidential letters. Sounds pretty interesting idea. I'm telling you, that's a movie right there that could be made. What else is going on? There was another potential plane crash, but the guy dodged, so so we didn't get to see that in the news. So let's see what else is going on. I'm assuming with all the tariffs and stuff, no one's going to an Irish pub this year. Get that green. You know what's also very difficult about this year's St. Patty's Day? It lands on a Monday, so you can't go crazy because the next day you gotta go to work. gotta go to work tomorrow. Can't go crazy. Oh my gosh. I remember this was I'm I think I just turned 21 and I was interning at a bank company. I mean, not a bank, but like a financial advisor company that's part of a bank. And I remember my boss or manager at the time was this young financial advisor guy, and it was a very chill job. I was interning for them. It was very chill. Basically, they stuck us into a room, and they had us cold calling people to try to find someone find someone that needed their 401k managed or something of that nature, right, or their retirement funds managed. And it was St. Patrick's Day that day, and I've never done an adult St. Patty's Day before because I've always worked and just went to school and just kind of kept my head down. But it was a company thing, so and plus I don't know, I'm Asian, so it wasn't that big deal. But then our my manager, his boss was they're Irish, I want to say, or something of that nature, right? So St. Patty's Day, I guess, is big for them. So they took us all out to an Irish pub, and they knew the owners and everything. We had dinner, and we had one beer, right, with that boss. And then my manager was like, "Okay, time for us to go and have like more of a younger St. Patrick's Day because his boss is ancient. He's like they were like in their 70s or so, something of that nature, right? So they just wanted to have a dinner and a drink or two, and then they were gonna go home. But we were gonna go uh to every bar on the street, basically. That was the idea. And you ever have that moment where, because in the office, you look up to your manager or boss or whatever, like they are a authority figure, and you kind of just follow them. I had the moment where I realized this guy, I work for this guy, and this guy is out of control. That's the feeling I got when we were going through all the different bars because in the office, I have to listen to everything he says. And if you ever go out to a company function, it feels that way too, but now you're outside. Like, oh, this guy's still got authority, but now we're outside the office. So we go to the first bar and we play, I think, Chandeliers or something. I've never played it before because, like, keep in mind, I'm just like 21 ish, 21, yeah, something of that nature. And we play that. We have a few beers, and then we start doing shots. And then my manager, boss guy, he gets wasted, and I'm in college, and I'm interning. Right, I'm an intern in college, and this guy's like third, mid mid 30s, I want to say, mid high 30s, and he gets wasted, and now I'm taking care of him. And I just remember that was the weirdest thing. He gets wasted. I have to drive him home, and I don't know where he lives. Like, think about it. Is this your manager, boss guy? Who cares where he lives? I just want to drop him off and go. I want to leave. He gets wasted. Um, and then he's trying to give me an address. I can't understand him. And then he goes to the bathroom. I remember talking to the other interns, and we're like, what are we supposed to do with this guy? Because we have to hang out with him. We can't just leave him. And he gets he goes to the bathroom. He drops his phone in the toilet. He comes out and he's like, I dropped my phone in the toilet. I'm like, oh, great. I don't care. Where do you want us to drop you off? And yeah, so because we want to get out of here now because we don't want to hang out with him. And then we finally get an address for us to take him. And then we get there, and then halfway, as I'm driving him to this other place, he rolls down the window. He keeps talking about his phone that he dropped in the toilet. He's like, my phone, I dropped in the toilet, I dropped in the toilet, ugh. And then He rolls down the window and he just chucks his phone out the window while I'm driving. And I'm like, "Oh, great, your phone's gone." And he's like, I dropped in the toilet. I don't want this phone anymore. I don't want it. I don't want the phone. It's in the toilet. It's gross." And I'm like, "That's great." And then literally right when I drop him off at the place, he goes, "Where's my phone?" And I'm like, "You threw it out the window about like 5 lights back." And he's like, "Can we go get my phone?" And at that point, I was like, "No, we can't get your phone. It's out there somewhere." And we just dropped him off and we left, and that was that. And I was thinking as I was driving away, I'm like, this guy. When I first started working there, I looked up to this guy because it seemed like he had his life together. And the minute that we went out for St. Patrick's Day, it, I'm like, wow. And literally 1 week later, I left. I couldn't do it anymore because seeing him in like that just ruined the whole thing for me. Let me know if you guys ever had an experience like that with a superior where they just like you just realize that they're just bumbling little that somehow maybe just got a few years ahead of you, and then maybe you could be there too. Okay, what else is going on in the world? Today is rainy. It's raining, it's raining. I like the idea of this auto pen movie though. I'm telling you, they could remake a whole, like I said, I don't know, you guys know, my favorite are heist movies. I love heist movies. Those are my favorite. And they can never be enough heist movies. Ever. Ever, ever, ever. And this is a heist idea. When I hear this auto pen idea, they need to make a heist about it. Like steal the presidential auto pen so you can. This is that's literally the movie right there. It's like a bunch of guys. They get in trouble. Like their friend gets in trouble, and one of them comes up with the idea that for this to work, they need to go get the auto pen, the presidential auto pen, and get a pardon for their buddy, and that's the whole movie. Is their trip to Washington D.C. to go hijack the hot auto pen to pardon their friend. You see how simple this story is, and technically it's a new idea. It's not a Hollywood remake. It's an original idea-ish, right? Kind of. Well, I mean, I'm sure we could spice it up. Someone put an idea of what they want in this movie, and we'll brainstorm it. Okay, what actors you want, what subplots you want. Because to me right now, I'm imagining a who Harold Kumar kind of style movie where they have to go get get the auto pen. What else is going on in the world? Like I said, today feels like a heavy day. So, I don't know. We'll see. What else can we do today? What else is going on today? You guys gotta give me a topic to talk about. I am in front of a church. You know what I saw that was very interesting is that there are more churches in America than there are McDonald's, and I think there are more churches than McDonald's in America. And I always thought that was very interesting. That's an interesting fact, and I actually looked it up too. I saw a map of how many McDonald's there are, and how many churches there are. And there are more churches than McDonald's. And it's pretty crazy sometimes when you drive around and you see 5 different churches on the same block or same plot. Like, it's just the same street. Like, literally, church, church, church. Across the street, another church. Like, that's crazy how many they are. And what I think what's very interesting about this particular one that I'm in front of is that I never see anyone in here, and I come here all the time. I never ever ever see anyone in this particular one, and so to me, this one seems like a money laundering operation. I have to say, because there's no one ever like there's no one ever in some, like, a lot of these churches are empty so many times, like, so, or empty, and they're like tax havens, right? Because they don't get taxed, so you kind of just run expenses through them, and no one cares how much money they take in. I, I wonder how much do they launder though. Like, it's so easy to launder money to a church, because who's really like when they do the collection basket? I know, like, they don't really do that as much now because of all the technology. Like, people are moving cashless. But like, I was just thinking about that. So I went to a cafe over the weekend, right? A coffee shop, and they're like, "Oh, we're cashless now. We're cashless." And I was thinking to myself, you know what's crazy? So I mentioned this before. My parents have like a shop, right? And they always prefer cash. You've seen those businesses. They're like, oh, we're cash only. And there's reasons for them to be cash only. Like, there's no merchant fees, and there's no credit card fees. And sometimes you can mess with the numbers a little bit. You know what I'm saying? But these places now that are popping up, they are cashless. So I'm like, is who's preferring to go cashless? Because then you just have to pay fees when you don't have to on stuff. I don't know. That seems like such an unnecessary thing to do. Like, you would make more money if you took in cash. I don't know. Maybe someone out there that has like a coffee shop or a business that takes in a lot of cash can enlighten me on why would you want to go cashless. Because for me, logically, it doesn't make any sense for a business to go cashless. I guess you don't have to spend the time to count or deposit the money, I guess. So someone out there, let me know if you have experience in this. That's something I've never dealt with never like personally dealt with a business that dealt in all cash, or that dealt with in a lot of cash. But yeah, this coffee shop was cashless, and I was like, but then all your sales are recorded now. Don't you want to, or at least it's like 2 or 3% of your sale to the credit card processing, right? So that's just like lost money right there. Don't you want that back? do 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 do. Start a Q&A. Ask a question. Sorry, these are new features that I didn't know they had on here. So let me play with some of these. Boop boop. Start a Q&A. What question should I ask you guys? What is a good topic we can solve today? There we go. What's a good problem that we can solve today? Let's see. That's the what I want to. That's what I want to know. Because like, let's see, what can we solve? I feel like I've solved so many questions. If you guys have come here a lot, I feel like I've solved a lot of problems already. I saw, I know I saw today. I saw that Canada. I talked about this in the morning one, but I saw that Canada is canceling their contracts for the F-35, which is a big deal in a way because the United States spent a buttload of taxpayer dollars to develop that program, and if they don't get one, if they don't buy a few, it doesn't seem worth it. If you guys don't know, the F-35 is their new super fighter jet or something, and it's, I believe each one, right? Each one sold, this is sticker price, is $600 million. So Canada canceling their contracts to buy some is actually a big deal because that's $600 million that we are missing right now. That Uncle Sam is missing. The Pentagon is missing. Uh, so that's a big deal. That's just one. Who just imagine you just go in there, right, and you just buy one fighter jet. Usually you want to get like at least 4 or 5 of them, or 6 of them, or a dozen. I don't know. So it's like a few $1 billion, I guess, that you would get. I don't know how many jet. Well, I'm pretty sure if anyone tells me how many jets they buy at a time, they're just making up numbers because we're not. I assume no one's in here is in the jet selling business. Do you just roll up and buy one? Is there like a package deal if you buy like four or a set? But that's also actually pretty funny too. If the fighter jets for sale, right, and you could buy them, I wonder if the cartel could put together $600 million to buy a F-35 fighter jet. And then now I'm thinking, if they do get one, because I'm pretty sure they have it, right? Escobar was making billions of dollars every year. They definitely can put aside. Imagine if they did that. That's a funny idea too. If the cartels come together, they put together $600 million to buy an F-35 fighter jet, right? And then they go use that bad boy to, I don't know, gain air superiority against other cartels. That sounds like a crazy thing. That also sounds like a great movie. Like you have Escobar, like there's a story about Escobar in the hippos. You know how he brought hippos to Colombia, and now they're like an invasive species over there, and they don't know what to do with them. Well, imagine if you could have that story with fighter jets. Like this is, I don't know, whoever the new top king's uh, fighter jets, and they bought one, and he has to go to a whole hangar, and they develop a whole Air Force program, like a cartel Air Force program. I don't know why I'm chuckling at this because when you think about the cartel, right, you're thinking about foot soldiers and stuff, but like with the amount of money that they have, do you think they have like tanks, right? If they have tanks, the best thing to fight tanks with are jets, right? And if you want to get a jet, it's like I'm just thinking it's so funny. Like there's a garage out there, there's a hangar out there somewhere, and they got jets. That's that's when you're big timing now. Do you think the Saudi, like those oil baron Dubai people, do they have a personal jet? Because like you hear the stories about them in the Middle East where they're always trying to outflex each other. Like they get like the exotic cats, and they have Lambos, and they're trying to kind of show their wealth in different ways. I wonder if any of them decided to show their wealth by getting a like a working tank, and then you bling it out. I know the only blinged out tank that I know is that Mr. P has a blinged out little tiny mini tank. But I know it is possible to buy a tank because I also remember seeing um, Arnold Schwarzenegger, Arnie. He has a tank and he rides it on his property. I remember because I remember watching this documentary about it, that he likes to get in his tank and just drive around. And you're allowed to buy a tank as long as you don't put you don't arm it up. But if you like, I wonder if there's a Saudi prince right now out there with a whole bunch of tanks, but they're gold plated tanks, which is the silliest thing ever. Like when I think about the people that have like the golden AKs or golden like just gold weaponry. Gold is like, what do we know about gold? It's like the most, it's like the softest metal, right? What, right? One of the softest metals. It's like the worst thing that you want to have a golden sword. But like in like a lot of video games and whatnot, like that's a top tier item, like a golden sword. But no, you don't want a golden sword, guys. No, no, no. No golden sword. Alright. I think that's it for today. No one has any fun questions for me to answer. But I'll be back tomorrow. If you guys are back for tomorrow one, come up with some fun questions for me. Alright, see you later, guys.